Patrickson Gravity Moses facing his third murder charge. Labour Party stalwart Mon3rdJuly2k dead at the age of 87. And Dr. Francis Sevre helps graduates of Castlebruce Secondary redefine the idea of success. I am Julian Morris with the Channel 5 News. Back with the details after this. First up, the vagrant known as Gravity is facing a third murder charge, this time for a 2011 death at Newtown. Investigators brought Patrickson Moses, also known as Gravity, to the scene of the crime on Friday. The police PRO said he is now charged with the death of Henry Raphael, who was better known as Wasin Park. Raphael's body was found in a pool of blood at a bus stand at Newtown.
On the 17th of April 2011, the lifeless body of Henry Raphael was discovered at Newtown. Raphael was officially pronounced dead by a medical doctor and a coroner's inquest was convened. The police have concluded investigations into the circumstances surrounding the death of Henry Raphael. On Friday, the 30th of June 2017, Patrickson Moses, male, 43 years old, of Kingshill, was charged with the alleged murder of Henry Raphael. This is the third charge of murder preferred against Patrickson Moses.
Gravity was charged last Tuesday with the May 18th murder of Flavian Bellat of Gallio, who was found lying on riverbank with injuries. He was initially charged with the death of Anderson Carbon last Monday. Meantime, police have again seized cannabis, firearm and ammunition at Bath Estate home 8 days after a similar find in that community. Iduna John Baptist explains.
Police PRO Inspector Pelham John Baptist said 2 males have been arrested in connection with the discovery of a 1.45 caliber pistol, 20 live rounds of .45 ammunition and 37 grams of cannabis weed at a house in Bath Estate. The drug squad discovered the items on June 30 while conducting a search at that house. Police say no formal charges yet in the matter. In another recent drug and gun bust at Bath Estate, police charged Kirsten Defoe with possession of a 12-gauge shotgun, 1 live round of 9mm ammunition, and 55 grams of cannabis weed. This following a search by the task force on Defoe's premises at Gormier Street, Bath Estate on June 23. Last Monday, Defoe pleaded guilty to possession of all of the items, including possession of a firearm without being the holder of a firearm and user's license. He was fined $10,500.
And the Prime Minister has dubbed the late Mon3rdJuly2k a titan of labour, a friend and a comrade. Prime Minister Skerrit expressed condolences to the family of the deceased Mr. July2k, a man credited for many national endeavours, among them the Dominica Coconut Products Limited. People have also taken to social media to express their feelings about Mr. July2k following his death over the weekend. One post says the Labour Party family and Dominica have lost a true patriotic son. Another, he was an outspoken champion in the cause for geothermal energy. And yet another, a great Dominican who fought for self-governance, integrity and openness in politics, and won. We lost a patriot. Born in 1930, the late Nicholson Mon3rdJuly2k was 87 years old. On to education now. Parliamentary representative for Castlebruce, Honourable Johnson Drago, has told parents of graduates from Castlebruce Secondary School that while government continues to invest in transportation and other aspects of education, they should not neglect their role in their children's success. Drago said government was satisfied with its contribution towards education, spending $2.2 million a year on 103 school buses, transporting children across the country as part of its investment in education.
You have the bigger role. When a child leaves home, he must leave home with that confidence that he's going to school, having been supported by his parents, who provided him with a properly ironed clothes, and knows the subject matter he's going to face for the day and has prepared something for his snacks. And when he comes home, somebody's going to ask him, how was the day? Some of your parents hardly even ask the students, how was the month? because you are just not in contact with the children. They are fighting a battle on their own, and the adolescent life, the adolescent stage of life is critical. That's why students go through the most stress. If the child grade is dropping, something is wrong somewhere, and you have to capture it. You, the parents, have to capture that and take the necessary action to ensure that this child who enters into secondary school with a scholarship maintains that average. It's competition, you know.
And the first ever OECS Cycling Championship recently or over the weekend held here is being hailed as a great initiative to push sports tourism in the country. Minister for Tourism Robert Tong spoke to Channel 5 News at the end of the cycling race and said events such as these could help broaden the spectrum of events Dominica has to offer to the international community.
Tourism is basically enticing people to come to your island and to spend as much money as possible. So with these events, it means people are coming down with their bicycles, people are coming down with their team, their coach, and maybe eventually they will begin coming down with their family. So it helps to improve economic activity in the country. But at the same time, it begins to change the landscape where individuals see other options. In terms of this basketball, they can see cycling, they can see swimming as other options to promote themselves, to better themselves, and hopefully sometimes even get scholarships to go to school. So it's a great opportunity. We just need to begin to capitalize on it. We need to come out in larger numbers and support the riders, support all persons in various sporting activities so that they're excited about it. So this is a great start, and I think we can only get better.
The day started with rain, which eventually eased into a more favorable condition for riding. Mr. Tong commended organizers and supporters of the event, saying it has great potential to develop into a key sporting event in the region.
Well, I think this is the best weather because imagine if it was blazing hot. I mean, it only makes it even harder on the individuals. The only issue we had, I think 1 or 2 persons fell. We also need to work together to make sure that when people are riding that we are aware and we're more careful to reduce the possibility of accidents. This is the beginning, and I think we can get better and better and better. Dominicans are very talented individuals, and I think I'm suggesting that in a matter of 2 or 3 years, we should be able to win these events. So again, congratulations to all the different islands, 30-something participants, 6 or 7 from Dominica. It's a great start.
The OECS Cycling Championship was organized by the year-and-a-half-old Dominica Cycling Association in collaboration with the Caribbean Cycling Federation. You're watching Channel 5 News. Coming up, more graduations. Thank you for staying with us. The feature address delivered to graduates of Castlebrose Secondary on Friday was anything but routine or cliché. Director of the UWI Open Campus Countrysides, Dr. Francis Sevre, told graduates of inequalities and injustices in our society which result in people getting ahead not because they earned it, but just because they know the right people.
You know that in our society, the rewards, example employment, scholarships and other products, do not always depend on your merit or diligence, but on the connections you have, or, as they say, who you know. So I cannot honestly say to you, certainly not in front of the priests, with any level of confidence, that there is a direct relationship between your performance and the rewards from the public or private sectors. I am not attempting to mash up your dolly house, to use a Jamaican phrase. But this is real life, so I'm compelled to tell you the truth. What I can and will say to you is, in spite of such inequalities and injustices, you must never lessen or reduce your diligence and resolve.
Dr. Sevre urged graduates to remain confident and focused on their dreams and to push even harder when the forces of injustice, unfairness and iniquity against them increase. He told graduates continuing education was important to them achieving their dreams.
In our drive to succeed, we forget family. If you carefully consider what you wanted to be said of you in the funeral experience, at your funeral, you will find your definition of success. What is written about you? If you want to shape that, that is what you have to dream towards. Your dreams must be constructed on the basis of present realities and future prospects. Your dreams must be clear to you, to the extent that if you are asked to relate your dreams to others, you can articulate them in a way that is plain and lucid. I want to suggest that you should think of short-term dreams, medium-term dreams, en route to accomplishing your long-term dreams or end in mind. Your dreams must be consistent with good and wholesome values, an internal source of direction for our behaviors. You may have been told in the past to dream big. Today I say to you, not only should you dream big, but be certain that your dreams can stand up to the scrutiny of integrity, honesty, and legitimacy.
Some of those graduating with honors were Janelle John Baptist, Davan Lawrence, Alicia Joseph, Jefferson Jubik, and Westmore Tulloch. The 27 graduating class of St. Mary's Academy is being told to use unpleasant memories as learning experiences for ongoing development. The Minister for Education addressed the high school's 61 graduates at the Arak House of Culture on Friday.
And certainly, your options as you come to the end of this journey are many. And you are therefore blessed with the opportunity of having been placed in a strategic position, being part of the St. Mary's Brotherhood. Of course, there may be some unpleasant memories, but of necessity, these serve as learning experience.
Valedictorian Kervin Scotland noted it is important to highly value oneself.
In my half-decade at St. Mary's Academy, I've seen myself grow from a playful and troublesome little boy into a devoted and studious young man. I acknowledge how my seriousness, hard work, optimism, and willingness to continually perform at my greatest potential has made me progress towards a brighter future. The potent self-motivation and positivity that I've instilled within myself has always pushed me to my goals in life. Though I may have been told many times, Kervin, you need to free up, you are too tense, you study too much. I did free up, but at my time, and today, because of my dedication, determination, and strength from God, I am able to address you today. My dear graduates, one of the guiding principles for my life was expressed by Steve Jobs, and I quote, "Your time is limited, so don't waste it living someone else's life. Don't be trapped by dogma, which is living with the results of other people's thinking. Don't let the noise of others' opinion drown out your own inner voice. And most importantly, have the courage to follow your heart and intuition," end quote. I therefore urge you to put away all negative thoughts or views people have or perceive about you, and work towards the goals you set for yourself.
And Caribbean water operators have been challenged to work together to protect the region's water resource in light of the international community's dwindling access to fresh, high-quality water. The words came from Permanent Secretary in the Ministry of Housing, Lands and Water Resource Management, Lucien Blackmore, while addressing the 5th Caribbean Water Operations Conference.
The world is firstly and becoming more and more desperate in its pursuit for good quality water to sustain livelihoods. Dominica is one of those countries among the region which still enjoys an abundance of fresh water. However, our ability to maximize the use of water resource depends on our response to global challenges surrounding access to water. In the not-too-distant future, it is predicted that access to water will become such a contentious issue that it could result in major international conflicts. Therefore, it is imperative that we work together and remain vigilant if we are going to respond to the many challenges that we will face in our approach to water conservation and water sustainability.
The PS pointed out that climate change was having a negative impact on the freshwater supply in the region, and this is even more reason to work together to better utilize the resource.
partnership, ensure the easy transfer of information and technology among utilities in the region, and is required if we were to meet the challenges of climate change, which has already begun to impact negatively our freshwater resources in very tangible ways. For us in Dominica, Tropical Storm Erica in August 2015 was a very vivid example of that realization. I think somewhere along the sessions, the local staff will tell you that maybe around over 75% of the national network was in total disarray and dysfunctional. So we know what it is about the realization of climate change and how it's important that we adhere to best practice as we go forward as a collective in the regional people.
Representatives from 13 countries across the region attended the workshop. $263,000 worth of projects for the Maho constituency set to get underway soon. At a signing ceremony Friday, parliamentary representative for the area, Reuben Blackmore, outlined some of the development projects earmarked for the constituency.
River Estate in Canefield, that road there is very, very, very bad. It's upper River Estate, and work will commence almost immediately, according to what the contractor said to me. Also, as we traverse the Massac checkout area, that is to say from the health center Massac and traversing up to the hill, we have some challenges there in the road, and of course I'm very happy that that road will be rehabilitated. We'll be constructing a house for a needy family in Mao, in Shimiko way, and also completing a house that we started for a while now, and we have some outstanding work to be done. That too will be completed.
A beautification program, renovation of the Zabuco Bridge and upgrades of the basketball court on Teaser grounds are among other projects for the constituency. Mr. Blackmore also revealed that in the near future there would be the disbursement of checks for small business development in various communities within the constituency. He hopes to see an incubator-type project flourish in Maho to set the stage for small business development in other areas.
Upstairs of the Maho market, it's my intention to have it transformed into a business incubator type. And I'll be talking to the village council persons in that regard, so that we can standardize the manner in which small business is being done in Maho. You want to come to a hairdresser, you want to come to build a suit, you want to come and buy something to go to fish, you come in one location. Okay, so that's what we're looking at. So we're well on our way to actually developing the Maho constituency into what it ought to be.
That's news. Your sports highlights next.
Cricket takes the first knock because a career-best 5-wicket haul by Jason Holder gave Windies the much-needed boost to win the 4th one-day international against India by 11 runs on Sunday. Batting first, the West Indies was limited to 189 for 9. Openers Evan Lewis and Kyle Hope contributed 35 each. The closest score by a Windies batsman to that was Shai Hope's 25. Umesh Yadav picked up 3 for 36 and Hardik Pandya 3 for 40. Set 190 to win, India was bowled out for 178 in 49.4 overs. A. Rahane top scored with 60 while MS Dhoni 54. Jason Holder was a menace for India when he snatched 5 for 27 and Alzari Joseph 2 for 46. After the 4th ODI, India led the 5-match series 2-1. Meantime, West Indies captain Jason Holder says the win against India was a collaborative effort.
I always look forward to these kind of occasions. I thought I handled it quite well. The guys really supported me. Not only in the field with their suggestions, but the bowlers really supported me in the way they came out and bowl. It makes the job a lot easier, when guys come and do what's expected of them. And, you know, I must give Keswick Radiance a lot of credit. You know, I thought he did an outstanding job. In only his second game, you know, he just showed a lot of maturity. Alzai Jones is also outstanding, you know, and this makes the job a lot more easier. In the second half, I played the cricket, you know, it was just outstanding to see the way the guys, you know, showed character, showed fight, you know, they showed unity. And these are a lot of things we've been asking for in the dressing room for a long time. Yes, we still haven't played the perfect game, and that's something we're striving towards, you know, and going into this last game in Jamaica, we have all to play for.
The 5th one-day international is carded for Thursday at Sabina Park in Jamaica. Sports continues with football, where New India Goodwill Runners dominated the women's football scene by winning the coveted DFA Domlep Women's League title on Sunday. Goodwill Runners defeated Dive Dominica Harlem United 6-2 in the final. Romelcia Phillip was named Most Valuable Player when she continued her fine form, scoring a hat-trick to help her team seal victory. She finished the season on 20 goals. Kassika Samuel finished off with 2 and Naomi Defo 1 for the winning team. In a losing effort, Naima Africa scored the 2 goals for Harlem. Meantime, in the other match, Maosoka Strikettes hammered Bomber Starlights 6-0. Michelin Morgan was a nightmare for Starlights and defused their bomb, netting all 6 goals for Strikettes. Morgan was named player of that match. Next up, the 2017 OECS Cycling Championships was a hit, and Dominicans lined the route despite the weather to support the riders on Sunday. Antiguan representative Jim Bridges won the 96.56-kilometer race in 3 hours and 29.3 seconds, which was hosted here for the first time. St. Lucia's Andrew Norbert finished second in a time of 3 hours and 29.37 seconds, while third went to Antigua's Marvin Spencer, 3 hours, 4 minutes and 49 seconds.
I had quite a bit more speed than some of the guys, and descending, I could take the corners a bit better, so I think that really helped to pull it out for me today. I was hurting pretty bad along with the other guy, and I was telling myself, well, from watching him ride, I could tell that he was a strong fella, but he was just a bit slower. I tried to come alongside him so that when the sprint started, I could maybe try to use my speed and, you know, get a bit over him, and in the end, that's what it worked out to be. When we started, the both of us picked it up, and I just had a bit more speed to bring it to the line, and when I realized I had it, I just took it. You have a hill about 3/4 of the way up, and you have to hit it going out and coming back, and it's like extremely long, and I haven't done anything like that in a while. So for me today, that was the toughest part.
Meantime, Bram Sanderson was Dominica's first cyclist across the finish line in a time of 3 hours, 29 minutes and 15 seconds. Bram finished 16th among 30 competitors. Levi Barron was the second Dominican finisher, followed by Chester Layton.
Although I crashed twice, but on the Bailey Bridges, it was a bit slippery. I didn't even press brakes, but you know, the tires wasn't 200%, so I had a crash. When I was in Portsmouth, I was in 7th position comfortably, and I was looking forward to coming back. And I crashed on the Bailey Bridge after Secret Bay. I'm kind of happy because the winning time is not better than, I maybe think is not better than my personal best when I did it on my own. So I know I have the potential, it's just the proper equipment, proper preparation. Every village there was a support from the people, and honestly, it just drove me to the finish line, man.
There were 31 registered riders in the 2017 OECS Cycling Championship, which was hosted in Dominica for the first time. The Dominica Cycling Association had been functioning as a body since January 2016. In basketball, there were wins for LA Knights and Pishler Sports Club Falcons in recent games of the 2017 Flow DABA League. In the first encounter, Knights defeated Ronald Charles Chambers All-Stars 85-71 in the Division 1. Cheston Prosper and Roderick Blaise scored 22 points each for LA Knights, while Carbon Corbett added 14. In a losing effort, All-Stars Elijah Popo contributed 20, while LG Thomas and Calvin Christopher added 13 and 12 respectively. In Game 2, Falcons finished with game scores 94-54 against Police Sports Club. Shooting for Falcons, we had Kiwan Thomas 29 points, Ramal Carbon 17, Kalim Thomas and Yannick Regis 13 points each, and Edmund Williams Jr. 12 points. Daniel Ormond added 20 points for Police Sports Club, and Croy Corbett 15. That's all the sporting highlights for now. I am Kenny Williams. Be sure to join us next time.
Coming up, your weather report.
Good evening and welcome to tonight's weather broadcast. I'm your presenter, Annie Corrette-Joseph. We begin by taking a look at earlier infrared satellite imagery, which showed this area of cloudiness over the Lesser Antilles associated with a westward moving tropical wave currently moving over the area. Visible satellite imagery showed low-level clouds over Dominica during the afternoon, which resulted in mostly cloudy skies. Radar imagery indicated some scattered showers over the Lesser Antilles during the afternoon. Conditions for tonight: mostly cloudy skies with scattered showers and the possibility for some isolated thunderstorms, some breezy conditions as well. This weather pattern is expected to continue into tomorrow. Persons in areas prone to flooding, landslides and falling rocks, you are advised to exercise some caution. Marine conditions: moderate in open water with waves up to 7 feet. Let's take a look at conditions for the next 3 days. Tomorrow, Tuesday, again, mostly cloudy skies with scattered showers. On Wednesday and Thursday, partly cloudy to cloudy skies with some scattered showers. Breezy conditions expected to maintain throughout the week. Across the region tomorrow, mostly cloudy skies with scattered showers can be expected over the northern and the central portions of the chain, with the possibility for some isolated thunderstorm over the central islands. Meanwhile, the extreme southern portion of the region will experience partly cloudy skies with some showers. On the international scene, partly cloudy skies in New York, some possible thunderstorm activity in Miami and Beijing, cloudy skies in London, and clear skies in Caracas. The sun will rise tomorrow at 5:39 a.m. and set at 6:40 p.m. For up-to-date information, log on to our website at weather.gov.dm or call the weather hotline at 447-5555. Please remember that we are in the hurricane season. Please keep updated. Thank you and good evening.
To end the news, the headlines again. Patrickson Gravity Moses facing his third murder charge. Labour Party stalwart N.A.N. Ducre dead at the age of 87. Dr. Francis Sevre helps graduates of Casabru Secondary redefine the idea of success. Feel free to contact us at news@mapping2k4.com. You can also access our past newscasts on our YouTube channel. On behalf of the production team, I am Julian Morris. To our viewers around the world, thank you for watching.